Hey everyone, welcome back to the Business Growth Club podcast. Today, we will explore the fundamentals of your sales process and you will learn the most important step in sales. If you follow Purple Yak for any amount of time or seen any of our coaching materials, you'll know that we teach a lot of sales techniques. We coach a lot of our clients and members how to sell better, how to make sure your customers buy what you're offering. And what I found in our years of coaching is that there is a step in the sales process that most people just miss out. And it's the most critical step in the sales process. It's what actually makes people want to buy. And for some reason, so many business owners just don't do it. I'm your host today, Mick Foster, from Purple Yak, the business coaching firm behind the Business Growth Club. Here we empower small businesses like yours to grow and scale with insight, education, and advice. We work with hundreds of entrepreneurs like you every single day, and we bring their questions and learnings to this podcast to help more business owners to grow and thrive. In today's session, I'll explain this crucial step in sales, its significance, and how to execute it effectively in your business. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. Let's begin with a fundamental fact. Sales is all about education. You're essentially teaching your buyer about the value of your product or service. You're showing them why it's something that they need or want, something that they can use to solve a problem or improve their life. There are various ways to achieve this. You can engage in conversation, demonstrate your product, provide a brochure, create a video, or even have them read a sales page. These are all forms of educating the customer about your product. However, the most effective way to compel someone to make a purchase is to provide them with an experience. This is the step that often gets overlooked, the experience step. You must guide your customer through this experience. They need to have this experience to be convinced of the necessity of your product. What exactly is this experience? Well, it's one of the oldest sales techniques dating back to the very beginning of sales. This step is known as the test drive. The test drive is so important because it allows the customer to envision and experience what it would be like to be your customer, a potential buyer, and feel the benefits of your product or service. In sales terminology, it's called a test drive because it's commonly used in the car sales industry. However, in your business, a test drive could be a demo, a free trial, a free workshop, or even a course. The key is to provide your customer with an opportunity to experience your product or service firsthand, so that they can understand what it feels like to be a customer before making the actual purchase. For instance, if you're an online fitness coach, you assist individuals with their health and fitness goals. The most effective way for them to ascertain that you're a suitable coach for them is by actively coaching them, right? It's for them to experience firsthand what it's like to have you as their coach. This approach could involve joining a webinar or a Facebook Live, for example. They attend one of your sessions and learn from you directly. Once they have this experience, they won't be left wondering what it would be like after they pay you. They'll already have a clear understanding. They've had that experience. Now, the reason why this is referred to as a test drive is rooted in traditional car sales practices. Traditionally, people don't purchase a car without taking it for a test drive. In fact, the salesperson will insist it, not because they want to impress the customer with the car's horsepower or handling. The primary objective is to allow the customer to experience what it would be like to own that car before they actually make the purchase. This concept stems from psychology. It reflects our own human psychology, which suggests that for something to become a reality, we must first imagine it in our minds. Consider any purchase that you've made in the past. You first envision it in your mind, and you're like, wow, I want that. So you take action and get it. To make this experience tangible and not just a mental construct, the car salesman takes the car for a test drive. This is what it feels like to sit in the car, commute in it, and be the driver and owner. The reason this step is crucial is that most buyers aren't particularly interested in technical details and features. For instance, most people don't distinguish between 200 horsepower and 185 horsepower. When the salesperson mentions that the car has 225 horsepower, buyers often don't fully comprehend the significance of that number. They're not knowledgeable about hybrid engines, turbo diesel engines, and other technical aspects. All they truly care about is the driving experience. This serves as a valuable metaphor for your business. Are you simply listing a bunch of technical features or bonuses or other details that may not fully grasp? Ultimately, they're seeking an enjoyable experience. Of course, the ultimate goal is to provide them with that experience. Offer them a test drive. As I mentioned earlier, if you're in the services industry, such as coaching, consulting, maybe freelancing, one of the most effective ways to generate business is to schedule a call or a webinar with them. Demonstrate your expertise and provide value. Coach them, assist them, and consult with them. If you're selling a physical product, demonstrate it by showing it. For physical products, this is known as a home shopping network. That's why when jewelry is being shown on QVC, someone is often wearing it. Imagine how it feels to wear that product, even if it's just on the TV. The goal is to create an experience for your customers that's similar to what they'll experience as a paying customer. This is the ultimate step in sales. By doing this, you can increase the likelihood of sales. Now, I may be slightly biased, but I have personal experience in car sales. My dad worked in the car industry for most of his adult life. Growing up in a household with a car salesman, I had one of my first jobs cleaning cars in the dealership. Every Saturday, I would earn some pocket money. My dad would often tell me that it's quite rare for someone to test drive a car and not buy it. In fact, he said that out of every 10 customers that he had test driven a car with, 8 out of the 10 people would end up buying it. Of those 8, 6 would make a purchase on the spot, signing the contract and putting down the deposit. The remaining 2 would come back after consulting with their significant other or taking another test drive of a competitor's product. Ultimately, they would choose to buy from him. The key takeaway here is to provide your customers with an exceptional experience. They'll be more likely to trust your product and service and make a purchase. Many of us believe our offerings are superior to the competition, but we can get frustrated when people don't buy from us. So show them what you've got. Don't skip this crucial step in sales. Offer test drives to your customers. To conclude today's session, let me leave you with this. Sales is an education process. You're educating the customer, but ultimately you want them to make the decision themselves. No one wants to feel pressured into anything. Truth is, pressuring someone into a sale will more likely backfire, leading to chargebacks, refunds, or negative online reviews. Instead, provide them with an experience that allows them to convince themselves of the right decision. When people come to their own conclusions, they're far less likely to seek refunds and not follow through on what you have to offer. Offer them a trial period. Think about how that trial period looks like in your business. It could be a webinar, an in-person meeting, or a demo. Make sure to implement it. And that's it for today's session. Thank you for tuning in to the Business Growth Club. If you found value in today's episode, make sure to subscribe and share with fellow entrepreneurs. If you've got any burning questions, reach out on social channels or email michael@purpleyak.co.uk. Thanks so much for listening. Take care.